because I need not to decide for myself anymore. I have to make decisions for me and my daughter. In my opinion, seeking health services was excellent for me. Honestly, my biggest support, other than the nurses, was my Grammy. The advice that I give to other teens out there is to stay focused on your education. Stay focused on your self-goals. Set goals for yourself.
Our marine resources were once considered inexhaustible. Conch and reef fish like grouper were abundant everywhere, and it seemed as if the lobster catch would rise forever. But today, there is a downward trend that affects everyone. Researchers say we can reverse the trend by protecting more marine habitats. And the good news is that most Bahamians strongly support efforts to halt further decline. Tripling the size of our network of marine parks will mean more fish and conch for everyone, now and for the future, as well as more recreational and ecotourism opportunities. Today, only 10% of our waters are protected. Surveys show that most Bahamians consider protection of our marine environment to be a top national priority. More protection means more benefits for everyone, now and in the future. It's a win-win-win strategy for the economy, for Bahamians, and for nature. Protect our sea, protect our way of life, protect the Bahamas. See the future. Visit Bahamas Protected on Facebook to learn more about marine protected areas.
Hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it is extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor items like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings, opening only when absolutely necessary and closing quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so that small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Take pictures from inside where it is safe and dry. There is no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. Homicide detectives investigating a shooting death here in the capital. World War vets remembered. Local police investigating FTX over possible misconduct. And in sports, the Bahamas Games officially launched. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jumanita Swain, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. Off the top, another development in the FTX saga tonight. A team of investigators from the Financial Crimes Branch are working closely with the Bahamas Securities Commission to investigate if any criminal misconduct occurred. This follows the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange, which has filed for bankruptcy, and it also comes as the Security Commission freezes the assets. While in another twist, the Commission makes it clear it has not directed, authorized, or suggested to FTX Digital Markets Limited the prioritization of withdrawals for Bahamian clients. Further, the Commission said that such transactions may be characterized as voidable preferences under the insolvency regime and consequently result in clawing back funds from Bahamian customers. In any event, the Commission does not condone the preferential treatment of any investor or client of FTX Digital Markets or otherwise. The clarification comes as the Commission takes note of a statement made by representatives of FTX, which, quote, per Bahamian HQ's regulation and regulators, we have begun to facilitate the withdrawals of Bahamian funds. As such, you may have seen some withdrawals processed by FTX recently as we complied with the regulators, end quote. Well, at this hour, investigations into the matter are ongoing. Also from police, another young man dead following a shooting incident overnight, and detectives are hoping your help can lead to them capturing the person or persons responsible. According to reports, the incident unfolded around 9 last evening, where two men operating a moped pulled up at a business establishment at the intersection of Eden and Foster Road when a light-colored van pulled alongside them. A male exited the vehicle, opened fire on the duo, resulting in one of the men being shot multiple times to the body. He died at the scene. The second male was able to escape and is assisting police with their investigations. Police say the victim was known to them and was recently released from prison. The suspects fled the scene in an easterly direction. Investigations continue. Now, in light of the high number of armed robberies, house break-ins, and crimes against persons in recent times, Chief Superintendent Christlyn Skippings provided some crime prevention tips as the Thanksgiving and Yuletide seasons approach.
It is extremely important that you be aware and cognizant of your surroundings. Even on your arrival home, there's no need for persons to be sitting in their vehicles trying to talk on the phone when you get home. Have your keys ready and get into your homes quickly. For business owners, I want to say that as we go into this holiday season, you have the opportunity to reach out to your law enforcement agency. We have the Police Staff Association. I'm going to encourage you to write to our commissioner and get the necessary security measure that you need to safeguard your business. The police are here to assist you, and we want to ensure that you and your customers remain safe at all times.
Also making news tonight, today is Remembrance Day, and poppies were on full display at Christchurch Cathedral during a special service. It's a symbol used to memorialize and honor our veterans who served and sacrificed in the World War. LaDon Davis tells us more.
With poppies pinned to their left sides, the Governor General, law enforcement officers, families of veterans, civic organizations, and other dignitaries packed Christchurch Cathedral Sunday to pay homage to veterans who have made the ultimate sacrifice to serve during the World War, all while protecting the freedoms that we continue to enjoy. While delivering the sermon, Venerable Dwight Roll of Christ the King Church applauded the efforts of veterans to promote world peace and also used the opportunity to remember fallen veterans and officers who died in the line of duty.
It is fitting, as we remember and honor the struggles, the patriotism, the courage, the sacrifice of those who answered the call of their respective countries, giving service at a time of adverse danger. It is in this moment that we zero in on our home front. Let us never forget the ultimate sacrifices of our Defense Force officers who died on the HMBS Flamingo. Never forget our police officers who died in the line of duty. Peace and love are the ideals that we all should strive for, and as Bahamians, we must recommit to the cause.
Venerable Roll encouraged authorities to continue to take a radical approach to deal with the social ills destroying the fiber of our nation and to assume the moral responsibility to seek justice for all.
The proliferation of guns flooding our country, twinned with the upsurge of gang activities, armed robberies, home evasions, merciless shootings, and other criminal activities, all means that as a nation, our bond of peace and love is becoming untied. These actions must not go unnoticed.
After the service ended, attendees led a musical procession to the Garden of Remembrance to lay wreaths for all of the fallen and surviving World War veterans. This was followed by a military 21-gun salute for our heroes. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dayan with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. Two areas of disorganized showers and thunderstorms we're looking at. The first one several hundred miles to the east of the Les Antilles, and the second one just in the vicinity of Central America. Now, these two areas, they will struggle to develop over the next several days. The reason being we have some strong upper-level wind sharing taking place in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. And elsewhere in the tropics, tropical cyclone development is not likely over the next 5 days. This has been a Tropical Weather Update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
Also to come in the weekend edition, the results of an exhibition that combined art and psychology. That and other stories after the break.
Welcome to the all-new CBS Pro store. We'll be introducing various products such as plywood, sheetrock, metal stud, and a whole array of bulk construction products, so you can expect the same high level of service that you have been receiving at CBS Bahamas. We originally opened the store in 1980 as our retail location. Hearing from our customers that they wanted us to cater more to contractors, we decided to open the CBS Pro store here at Robinson Road. So come by and visit us at CBS Pro store on Robinson Road, where we can help you build beautiful.
Sports returned to the school calendar after a 2-year suspension due to COVID-19. North Long Island High and NGM Major High competed in their annual district softball and baseball tournament. Acting Director of Education, Dominique Russell, threw out the first pitch to Zane Lightburn, the Minister of State for Education and Technical and Vocational Training, during the opening ceremony. They also encouraged students.
There are about 5,000 plus employees in the Ministry and Department of Education, and we all work together to ensure that you have quality learning opportunities, not just in academics, but in athletics and in the arts, socially and every other way that we possibly can.
You are special. You have the future ahead of you, but your future starts today. And every day, no matter who wins, as you've been told, you're all winners. You are all winners. So every day you wake up, you strive to win. You win in academics, you win in art, you win in everything that you do in sports, and you try your best because as you go day by day, you walk right into your future.
Principal Julian Roll was asked about the impact of the return of sports.
It helps to build a whole complete program, allow the children to relax, allow both schools to finally meet. For most of us, we haven't met since the pandemic. As you know, this is my second year, so I haven't met the teachers from NGM Major. Of course, I knew the principal, but for the staff, the students, we can now all come together as one Long Island and enjoy a wonderful game of baseball and softball today.
NBA League Pass is the coolest way to watch the hottest game there is. When threes rain down and superstars heat up. When clutch jumpers splash and your team is fire. You'll be there for up to 40 games a week, any way you want to watch. NBA League Pass. Order now.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
The Public School Scholarship Program Unit of the Ministry of Education is inviting students and parents to College Night 2022 tomorrow, Monday, November 14th. The program affords students of low-income homes opportunities for tertiary education. In August, 119 public school graduates were recipients of the scholarship awards. Over the last 7 years, the Bahamas government has leveraged over $15 million of its scholarship funds in collaboration with its scholarship partnerships from institutions in the United States and Canada to offer a combined investment of $40 million in scholarships for public school graduates. A number of partner institutions will be in attendance at tomorrow's event being held at the CB Bethel Senior High School from 6 to 8:30 in the evening. Now to culture. Art and psychology, the latest combination of surrealism works by 3 art students, now on display. The exhibition opened Friday evening, giving voice to the works of Psychobabble, hosted at the Ice Gallery Warehouse on Old Trail Road. The focus allowing the artists to express their ideas through random imagery, symbols, and conversations. Take a look.
I expanded on the theme of the notebook relating to like mental thought process, which is really the focus of the show. How does a person decide what is important to do? Like, do you go with like your primal urges to do what you would desire versus what your responsibilities and your duty of getting things done to move forward?
Rachel Pyfrom is one of 3 artists whose works are featured in the new exhibition, Psychobabble. The exhibition opened on Friday night in the Incubator for Collaborative Expression, or ICE Gallery. Joining her in expressing her take on the topic was Reagan Kemp, who explained her influences.
A thing called like a Rorschach test, and they were just like ink blots or ink images that he put together, and they're like very common associations with them. So in my work I tend to focus a lot on like gender and femininity and like a woman's experience. So these were 2, this one and the one behind you, are actually 2 like very commonly associated with like femininity and like motherhood. Like the 2 images are seen to kind of be, you know, that flow between mother and child.
For Palazia Saltali, her art is heavily influenced by the Renaissance period, with a focus on human anatomy and the portrayal of human emotions.
The theme, I thought about how a lot of emotions are concealed, especially going through society in a day-to-day life. And even though a lot of us try to hide those emotions, it can still be seen, but society chooses to ignore it. So I decided to focus a lot on the body itself and the eyes.
The exhibition is expected to be open for about 2 weeks. Curator Keith Thompson sums up what artists were seeking to convey.
Don't have like the ability to go to like regular therapy and stuff to speak about. So it's them using their own creations as a way to find some form of information or conclusion to the things that they're speaking about.
And among those viewing the art on display was a teacher of 2 of the artists, surrealist Kim Smith.
Like a very proud father. Rachel was one of my students. She came to me from Queen's College when she was 14, and she was gifted from that time. And up until COVID started, she was my art assistant on Saturday mornings, working with 3 children's classes. She's a gem. Palacia came to me in grade 6 when she was a Temple Christian, and I could see from that time there was artistic gift there. She also did the summer program with me where she kind of pushed boundaries.
An industry building initiative for yachting professionals held recently to encourage more to join the sector, but to also prepare for an upcoming yacht show planned for early 2023. Lloyd Allen has more.
We want to have things streamlined and
properly in one accord, and everybody on the same page, and everybody work together and become a team.
According to Margot Constantakis of the Bahamas Yacht Brokers and Agents Association, Friday's Mix and Mingle at Green Pirates Bay Street was to showcase the diversity within the sector as it enhances locally and regionally.
It's kind of like dipping our toes into the pool to see how this would go about for our big event, which is going to be held in February here at Bay Street Marina, the charter, and actually all the marinas put together, the charter show. And the association is it's really important for us to be a part of it so that the world can see we have an association just like everywhere else, so that they can see that fees are being monitored and the VAT now that's been introduced is being properly recorded, and we're just trying to get things on the right track in the very beginning.
But beyond formalities, consultant Terrell Lightbourne adds that collaboration has taken center stage throughout the sector as it continues to evolve.
So from the beginning of the year, we had quite a few pop-ups happening, and we have successfully hired 75 people that were never in the industry. Whether that was part-time or full-time, they're now in the industry, and we want to continue that and grow it even further than that. So this is an appreciation event tonight for our vendors and for our crew members. Also, I want them to get to know each other.
Additionally, representatives have taken a village approach to not only familiarize themselves with other industry stakeholders, but to also prepare for a regional event set for this coming February.
The idea is to, pretty much give them all a talk about the Bahamas Charter Yacht Show in February, which then we'll have a vendor village, we'll have a marina village, and then hopefully a lot of yachts and a lot of brokers from Europe and the U.S. will come over and see what we have to offer as a country and as an industry.
They say oftentimes the many job opportunities within the sector are overlooked and want to encourage more Bahamians to become involved. However, some locals have found their niche in the sector, like surveyor Ian Seeley, who, despite being younger than many of his colleagues, agitates for further inclusion of young blood through promoting the many employment opportunities.
Just like to show them, man, it don't always got to be just this. You could do this, or you could do that. So all these different ways that they could be in maritime or work on these boats, that's what I guess I try to show them so that they could see the joys of working in maritime.
Organizers say the Charter Yacht Show isn't just centered on showcasing what the country has to offer boaters, but to also build recognition throughout the region and global sector within the expanding market. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. Sports is up after the break.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
Good to go. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow.
Acting Director for Local Government Neil Campbell has been busy rolling out the vision that he and Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, both had for local government when they served as practitioners. According to Campbell, many changes have already taken place since the appointment of a 16-member review committee. These changes bringing an air of excitement to the department.
I think we are all excited about it. We have two teams, one for the Northern Bahamas, one for the Central and Southern Bahamas. They've been going to the various districts and everything else, speaking with the persons, giving those questions, and even advancing questions that we never even thought that may have been asked. And so far, it seemed to be energized, and I believe we're going to make a definite impact within those local communities.
The budget for several aspects of local government has been improved. Campbell says he believes a major win for local government practitioners will be when they are able to generate their own funds.
A lot of times, persons say you come up with a lot of ideas, but the ideas, in actuality, need to have some funding behind it. So he's looking at special funding as well, where they'll have some revenue-generating powers, where they could actually realize all of these ideas that they may have. Different islands have different concerns. Drainage, some may say fire engine, some will look at community centers. Some will just improve the surroundings. So once that comes into play, I assume a lot of the problems we had or would now exist will be no more.
A year later as acting director, Campbell says he is proud of the achievements and improvements he sees across the islands, and especially proud of the structure being put in place.
There is now an organizational chart within the department where everyone really and truly knows what their roles are and what is really expected of them. Before, we adopted a lot of things that caused a lot of crossover, a lot of confusion, and sometimes it caused some sort of friction. So now, with bringing the organizational chart, we now have that structure where everybody knows where we're at, what the responsibilities are.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall Jill Isaacs Gym. The best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball. Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. 2023 is set to be monumental for sports in the country. Among the many events set to be held next year is the newly revamped Bahamas Games, with competition not being held in well over a decade. Organizers doing their part to ensure the next edition is certainly a memorable one. Last night, the event officially being launched at the Bahamas Resort, being dubbed the Golden Jubilee Games, as organizers set to commemorate the country's 50th independence. Minister responsible for sports, the Honorable Mario Boleg.
To galvanize and encompass the fine citizens from across the length and breadth of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. More so, rather than any event or activity outside of the lowering of the Union Jack and the proud raising of the Bahamian flag on July 10th of 1973, the Bahama Games have served as a national unifier. It is for that reason that the government of the Bahamas has seen just cause to reinstate the Bahama Games.
Leading up to last night's launch was a two-day conclave consisting of the various heads of the sports councils for the different islands who are eager for competition to begin.
We are very much excited about these games coming back. It's been 21 long years, and we've lost 2 decades of professional athletes that could have possibly come out of these games, and we are happy to be back and to get together with all of our family islanders.
And you see, everybody's elated. I'm elated, and I think the whole of the Exuma and Regular Island community feels the same. The enthusiasm is on cue.
What did you get out of the 2-day conclave that's going to help you guys as you go?
Well, what we get out of that is, first off, the level of enthusiasm among the other council members and the camaraderie, first off. And then the other thing is, it emphasized the need for the facilities and the lack thereof on the family island.
You know, the trash talking coming from those others, family islands and stuff like that, it makes us, builds our morale anyhow. New Province just feel like no one could beat them. But I got something in store for them. because I think we can utilize the draft with great care now. We know for sure that only 12 members can play on a basketball team. I don't care how much in New Providence, they can miss the best set of players.
More from the launch in tomorrow's Sportscast. Also set to launch tomorrow is the North American Optimist Sailing Championships, with its opening ceremony scheduled for Monday afternoon. Recently caught up with some of our senior sailors in this year's competition on their roles on the team.
Our coach really makes it important that we help and be a team player for everybody else, and it's really important that we share what we've learned over the years we've sailed.
Yeah, so it's important to encourage the younger ones, and working as a team is really important with everyone.
Yeah, it's a really important set of example, especially the older guys. Coach is putting a lot of responsibility on us.
To help the coaches out a lot, and as example, help them out, help the younger kids out, and encourage them to do well.
And with the event taking place on home soil, we asked the team leader, is there any pressure on our squad to perform well? And this was his response.
Yeah, I guess that's a double-edged sword. You know, you're home, so you're supposed to feel more relaxed at home, but then you have more pressure on you because you're expected to perform. So I think it's a mixed bag. Some of the kids are definitely feeling some of the pressure. For some of them, this will be the biggest event they've ever sailed in. We've sailed mostly locally with some of them, but some of the older guys have had some really, really big international competition. So this will feel pretty comfortable for them, I think. But as your results increase, the pressure increases, of course. So some of the expectations for some of our senior sailors are definitely up there amongst the parents and the Bahamians. So I think they're probably feeling a little pressure to perform, but we want to keep them at ease, and we just want to assure them that they can go out there and have a good time, and the results will come naturally because they put in the training, they know what to do, and we feel pretty confident that at the end of the day, we're going to walk away very happy and satisfied with our results.
And that's when we look at sports on this Sunday. A check on weather when we return. The Sports Report was brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium, the best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
What if I told you that the future is here? That is not some magical door we walk through, but a place we create. It's home. The place where you can download a 2-hour movie in seconds and stay connected to loved ones even when traveling far from home. The fastest, most secure, and reliable way to stream the internet, so you can do what you want, whenever you want. Where internet moves at lightning speeds, smoother and more reliable than anything you've ever seen. This future-proof technology can take you to worlds that you can only imagine. That's the power of Alive Fiber. The future is here. The future is home. The future is Alive Fiber.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. We are currently under cloudy skies. Temperature 78 degrees. The relative humidity at 80%. We have northeast winds at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,015.7 millibars. That's 29.99 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the Family Violence this evening, 76 in Marshall, Barbacoa. Green Toll Key at 77. 77 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 75. Allenstown, Bimini, 79 degrees. 82 degrees in Harbor Island. Rock Sandy Lutra, 82 degrees. Black Point, Exuma at 82. 82 is also in Kemp Space on Andros. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 80 degrees. 82s again in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma, 80 degrees. Picking up some 79s in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matchetown. You now go to warm spot at 82 degrees. Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast for all areas tonight, north to northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights are going to be 2 to 4 feet. High tide takes place at 11:10 tonight. And then tomorrow for all areas, the winds continue to rotate clockwise, becoming northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights remaining 2 to 4 feet. High tide that will take place at 11:35 in the morning with the low tide at 6:15 in the afternoon. Your satellite picture showing two things. We have that trophy now just across the southeast Bahamas, followed by a frontal boundary which is going through the northwest Bahamas, and that was responsible for the showers and thunderstorms we experienced today that will continue to push into the central Bahamas. Our forecast for tonight, we're looking at an evening thunderstorm in spots. Otherwise, it's going to be partly cloudy. Your low temperature quite comfortable at 73 degrees. And tomorrow, thunderstorms again in spots in the morning. Otherwise, partly sunny in the afternoon with your high temperature reaching 83 degrees. Your extended weather forecast, a few showers, as we already told you, in the morning tomorrow. Things will get a lot better in the afternoon. We'll look for beautiful weather taking us right into Thursday, but come Thursday afternoon, another frontal system pushes through the area that will bring some cloudiness that will carry us into Friday, and we'll see those temperatures again dropping just slightly to about 82 degrees on Friday. Terminator.
Thanks, Basil. And that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
The following is a message by His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Cornelius H. Smith, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.